Yo, what's good, man? Top of the morning. It's Josh here. Vid coming for y'all. All right, we gonna get straight into it. Why your ass keeps relapsing on Nofap? Yo, okay. Now, all these content creators and all this shit, bro, y'all gotta be careful what the content creators y'all watch, bro, because they telling you, they just be like, they like it's just a bunch of people preaching this like self-improvement shit, preaching this Nofap shit, and they're not really doing this shit, yo. They not, so you can't even really relate to them. Like, a lot of people preaching shit they're not doing. You know what I'm saying? And so they don't really know what you're going through. So it's like, yo, like, they can't really, y'all gotta be able to detect these kind of people who are just really trying to do this shit for the money. Well, like, there's no problem of doing this shit for the money, but it's like, you're not gonna, if you're really doing it for the money, you're not gonna be relatable as a content creator, and nobody's gonna be able to relate to what you're talking about. So it's just like, you're just getting views because you're talking about Nofap. So a lot of people, they just talking about this Nofap shit, this self-improvement shit, confidence, self-love, semen retention, anything that makes you a better person, or anything that, it's like a fucking trend now to just talk about shit that people are really doing. There's people really struggling out here doing this shit. There's people really out here struggling with porn addiction. There's people really out here trying to be confident, trying to be better people. But we got motherfuckers who go on YouTube and just say anything, and just go and mention Nofap for views, and they're not really doing this shit. And it kind of what's the word I'm looking for? It kind of like, you know, keeps the other authentic creators stuck, because you don't really see their shit. So it's like, y'all gotta be able to detect this, like, who's really actually doing this shit. And you could tell by how, like, lenient they are with you, and how forgiving they are of you relapsing and shit. If people are like, oh, you a fucking bitch and all this shit because you watch porn and all this shit, bro, no, bro. Like, you're not a bitch because you watch porn. The truth of the matter is, like, the reason you keep relapsing is because you are too hard on yourself for it. Y'all gotta understand that, like, you can't keep beating yourself up and be like, oh, you know, I'm this, I'm that, I'm this, I'm that. No, like, your life got a little bit tough, and the corn is an escape for you. You know, it's how hard society is. Corn is certain. It's something that it's gonna please you from how tough your life is. You gotta forgive yourself, and you gotta like embrace how hard your life can get, to why you started doing that shit in the first place. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, you like watching it, but y'all gotta understand, like, what it comes from. It comes from a tough society that really expects a lot from you, especially as a man, but even as a woman. But as a man, you know it's hard. That you gotta go out here, you gotta be confident enough to approach women. You gotta be this, you gotta be that. And it's like, corn is certain for you. It's like the only place where you know you're gonna win, you know you're gonna score, you know. And that's why you constantly keep watching that shit, because you know, okay, this is certain. Okay, now I know I can gratify myself like this. If I can approach a girl, or if I talk to a girl, anything can happen to me. I can be called ugly, I can be called fat, you know, all these fake thoughts in your head. Fake thoughts. Really, that's stopping you from doing it. You know what I'm saying? But corn is just certain. You know you're gonna get a girl by joining her OnlyFans. You know it's gonna happen. But you gotta understand, you don't have that. You gotta have some sympathy for yourself then, and you can't be feeling bad for yourself totally. You gotta also hold yourself to a high standard. And a lot of y'all keep relapsing because you keep saying, oh man, I suck, I relapse, I'm bad. Oh, nah, bro. you need to allow yourself to keep watching that shit. Free yourself and be in the moment. And you're gonna be watching that shit. And you're gonna be like, what the fuck is this? Like, what am I doing? Be in the moment while watching it. Stop restricting yourself so much. I'm such a bitch for doing this. I'm such a this. I'm such a that. Bro, no, you're not, bro. You just have something you have to get over. You're not a bitch. You're not ugly. You're none of that. No, you just have a challenge you have to get through. Okay? It's just be easy on yourself. You know what I'm saying? And that's part of the reason why, like, society is kind of weird, and like, even like, that's part of the reason why, like, sometimes religion never worked for me or really made me like the best version of myself, because like something kept telling me what to do, telling me, you know, what's right and what's wrong. And I just needed to be free to free myself to just do it. And after I freed myself, after being restricted for so long to just doing it, I was looking at that shit like, yo, what am I watching? Because I was taught my whole life, you know, don't do this, don't do that, don't do this. All these, and as humans, when you're told not to do it, not to do all this shit, we're adventurous people. We want to experiment shit. But when we're always told, don't do this, don't do that, don't do this, it's like we want to do it more and more and more. So I was reading, I'll be reading the Bible and all this stuff, and it will tell me not to do all this stuff, and I want to do it more. You know what I'm saying? So when I just started to free myself a little more, and I was doing this shit, I was like, bro, what in the world am I watching? Like, this is not who I am. I don't need to do this. But you got to understand, a lot of y'all have an identity crisis. And that's why you keep relapsing, because you don't know who you truly are. You don't know that you're good enough to get real girls. You think you too fat. You think you too this. But bro, you are misidentifying yourself. That's not who you truly are. That is your ego. There's something else in you that is way stronger, way much better. And you right now, you might not think, oh, I'm not good enough to pull any girl. Or as a girl, you might think I'm not good enough to pull any guy. But that shit is fake. All that is fake. The truth is, you're just scared and you're not trying. And watching the corn and relapsing is because you are afraid of real women, and you don't know who you truly are. You don't know that real women actually really like you. You just haven't noticed it. That's why you think you need the corn. You don't know that women really like you. You just don't try. But women really fuck with you. Men really fuck with you. So it's like, y'all gotta be easy on yourself. And just take a deep breath and relax. You're not a bitch. You're not none of that shit, none of that bullshit because you watch it. You know, society sometimes just gets hard. And you fell into an addiction you didn't know was bad. You just didn't know. Because shit got tough for you. Shit is hard out here. And you did something that was kind of relieving. So it's okay. But you gotta understand that. And that's gonna break you free from it. You need to free yourself and stop beating yourself up so much. Leave yourself alone and start developing a relationship with yourself. Start journaling, writing good things about yourself. Start really loving yourself. Start figuring out what's good about you. Don't tie yourself to what you accomplish in this world and all this shit. You know what I'm saying? Write what's good about you. Free yourself. Take it easy on yourself. And you will beat corn. You will beat all that shit. You feel me? Because you're above it. You know what I'm saying? But if you keep beating yourself up, keep being ashamed, be strong, all right? Stop being so ashamed. Be proud of yourself and your accomplishments. Write everything you've done that's amazing. Write everything that's great about you. And you're going to beat all these weird addictions because your identity is not tied to this shit. You are way much more. You're way better. You feel me? You're going to beat not even just corn, any bad addiction you have. Just ask yourself, like, man, like, is this who I really am? Like, you feel me? Like, nah, I'm above this. I don't need this. Because sometimes you just have an identity crisis. You are good enough. You feel me? You are good enough to get any girl. You can get any guy. You just got to have the confidence. You can do it. That's why sometimes I be getting mad at all these new creators telling y'all, oh, you need all this money, this, that. You need all this clout, all this money, because what that does is it's making you ashamed of who you are right now. And who you are is enough. All right? Man, I just had to spit y'all some facts this morning, man. I'm about to go have a nice bagel. You feel me, man? I'm out, man. Peace, y'all.